Hey guys, so today I've got a few. This list, I didn't bother optimizing it, I'll be real, but I just wanted to show off some ideas and some concepts. So, I forgot to put in the zombie vampire. That's a little bit important, but whatever. Let's go ahead and do that real quick, and then let's do this. Okay. So, with Tearlament getting hit, there's a bunch of things that will change slightly. So. There's not a super big point in playing Sprite Elf in this list. As you can see, we don't have any level 2 monsters. But what we do have is we have Happiness, and we still have Sharon. So what we're looking at here is pretty odd, but I'll explain. So just for funsies, we have Illusion of Chaos. So it's not as good now because Salik is at 1, but we can put back any like bricks technically with Illusion of Chaos if we're running them. Depends on your list, I guess. And then we can go Magician Souls, and then since we're playing tier, this sends for cost and not effect, but we can draw that many cards, and that effect is still relatively useful for helping us unbrick ourselves a bit. So the main idea here is to use the tier cards to, well, not tier cards, the punk cards to get the draw, like the benefit of drawing off of Illusion of Chaos. And of course, like, let's say we open either Halfness or we open Kelbeck, we can use Illusion of Chaos to actually stack our deck, kind of, So this effect puts the card from your hand to the top of your deck, right? So we can just put Kelbeck on top of our deck. So we're going to mill it off of, like, for example, a Sharon effect or our Chaos Ruler. We just have to do it before we summon them. And then they'll trigger the card we want to mill, I guess. Or, like, let's say we have something like Necrofusion in hand, we want to shuffle this back, we can just do, like, Illusion of Chaos, put back Necrofusion, and then we can go ahead and add, like, Magician Souls, I guess, and stuff, right? Well, actually, we would preferably do a Search or a Foolish Burial type effect to shuffle the deck so we don't mill Necrofusion in that case, which we can also do. Like, I guess we can Illusion of Chaos, put back Necrofusion, and then do our Punk line, and that'll get that Necrofusion nice and shuffled into our deck. And in this case, we're just doing a little bit of funny. Since we're playing a spellcaster, I decide, sometimes you run Bestials in your tier list. I don't know why, but whatever. So what we can do here is, Verte is super easy to make, it's just any 2 effect monsters, so if we go ahead and do that, we could use, like, Magician Souls, for example, and that would be a spellcaster. All we have to have for this is just a milled, like, Bestial. So in this case, let's say we have Baldrake, then we can go ahead and make Verte, and then activate the effect of Necrofusion to do the Fusion Summon effect, and then we can summon Mysterion the Dragon Crown. Mysterion, like, just looks fine, it doesn't look that bad, so let me read this effect for you. Cannot be used as fusion material, so you can't super poly this bad boy away. This card loses 100 attack for each of your banished cards. Not super important. But we summon it off of Necrofusion, so it will have 2.8k attack. If a monster uses its activated effect to special summon itself, or a monsters with its same original type, except during the damage step, you can target one of those special summon monsters, banish that monster. Also banish all monsters from the field with its same original type. So this is actually pretty noticeably strong-ish, assuming you're going first against Kishtira specifically. So there are activated effects that they have that actually special summon and trigger Mysterion, of course. So let's see, where is it? So it says specifically if a monster uses its activated effect to special summon itself or monsters with its same original type. So it has to be specifically a monster effect, and then, oh, would you look at this, Kishtira Rise Heart. If you control a Kishtira monster, so it starts a chain. You can special summon this card from your hand, so it's an effect and not an inherent summon. Yeah, whatever. Don't need to read the rest of that effect. So This allows us to, like, if our opponent activates Kashtira Rise Heart effect, we can banish the entire field, which is just would consist of only psychic monsters. And I think that is funny. So there we go. That is why we are running Mysterion the Dragon Crown. That's it. No other reason. Sadly, this does not send for effect. If it did send for effect, I guess you could trigger like Scream and Salik and stuff. And noticeably though, Foxy Tune does actually send for effect. But the other benefit is Magician Souls can help you like unbrick yourself a bit and just get you some free draws. So in this case, I put in like the full punk package, like the legit punk package, you know? So let's say we do our full punk thing, and did I forget to put any telly? Maybe. Well, either way. Let's say we Xiamen, do our thing, and then eventually we'll end with like a Punk Jam Extreme session, and we'll probably have like another dead spell trap in our hand. We can summon Magician Souls and draw 2. Oh, and send our like Punk Jam Extreme session to the graveyard alongside, I don't know, like evenly matched. Most notably, evenly matched can be like put back or something like that with our copies of like Magician Souls. It's not like the best tech out there, but like I just want to make use of the Illusion of Chaos and Magician Souls. I need to find some justification for the 1.5k I spent on the structure deck, and then I just like literally never used any of the cards from it. Well, let's check, I guess, the structure deck. Are there any other cards we could make use of? Master of Chaos, a Dark Magician +1 Chaos, or Blackluster Soldier Ritual Monster. Yeah, that's not gonna cut it. And this has no quick effect, so we can't really use it. The Dark Magicians. No, that does nothing. Well, yeah. A lot of these do nothing, but whatever. I guess this is more useful for some other stuff, but I'll figure out something to do with Illusion of Chaos one of these days. But for now, I guess we can just, like, send away stuff we don't need. And if we build this deck a bit better, so that we actually have a consistent way to get, like, access to Kelbeck or Medora or whatever, we can like, discard our Necrofusion from hand, and then shuffle it back later for Verte whenever we go into, like, our Verte play. So that's pretty cool, I guess, but aside from that, there's not that much going on in this list. Aside from that, of course, it is worth mentioning the Punk synergy with, like, Foxy Tune and how it actually only discards itself for cost, and then it'll send the next card for effect. So that triggers, like, tiers, like, for example, Sharon, Rhino, Avnis, whatever. And then you can just make, like, Chaos Ruler as well, and the Zombie Vampire to mill 9 cards, which is, like, most of your deck is like accessible this way. So this can get a card out of your hand, right? So that's any card in your hand, right? So you have 5 cards in hand to start, and then this mills 9, so that's like access to like 14 cards, and you're able to put them all into like the graveyard like this, if that makes sense. But I don't know if this kind of effect is going to be beneficial enough, because you only have a copy of Havness and Sharon, but I guess if you play like King of the Swamp, you can put back Polly with like Illusion of Chaos. I don't know the exact direction we're going, but I mean, they have yet to release Tearlament's Kashtira, or Kashtira Tearlaments, whatever that card's name is, that just mills 5. So without even going into like Kick Kelos, well, we're milling quite a few, and Merlin, of course, is also a mill, but that's gone. So I don't know where that would go exactly, but if we think about including Kikalos with like the punk stuff, like Chaos Ruler and the Zombie Vampire, which is the line you would most likely go for if you're playing punk with Tearlaments, I guess. You would go ahead and mill, what is that? 19 cards, I believe. Yeah, 19 cards. And this can special summon a Tearlaments monster you add to your hand. So the one you would add is like Tearlament's Kishtira, I think. I'm not sure if it triggers only on the special summon of its effect, like Sharon, or if it actually just triggers on special summon, but then it'll do like mill 3 and then mill 2, which is a bit weird, but that's how that card works. So that's mill 19, yeah. Which is you draw 5 to start, so that's like 24 cards that you have like access to and can utilize if you do like some punk stuff, which is pretty brutal. So essentially there's a 50% chance like they mill a 1 of in their deck. Like we're not even going for like, we're not considering Tearlaments at this point. It's just a 1 of in their deck if they're playing like party cards. It's a bit over 50% actually, right? That they can get like whatever card they wanted into the graveyard, if that makes sense. Like, let's say for example we play 1 of Should All Beast, there's a 50% chance after doing just this combo line, the mill combo line, without activating any other like cards here, that you just mill like Should All Beast or whatever. That's just a little bit nuts for me, I guess. And if we think about it though, if we have the Zombie Vampire, and then we summon Kishtira Tearlaments. I need to check if that's actually a dark monster though. This matters. Tearlaments Kishtira. Oh, that's what the monster was called. Okay, so that's a water, so they can't make Curious off of it, at least. So if you think about it, there'll be like a Foxy Tune in the graveyard, so they can summon back Chaos Ruler after they summon the Zombie Vampire with it. Detach Chaos Ruler, I guess, right? And there'll be two types. Dark, so that's like 1 off of Curious. And then summon Kikalos, Kishtira Tearlaments. That's not enough to make Curious, but if they get 1 more dark attribute monster that's a different type, aside from Zombie or Dragon, which isn't that hard, Curious can be put onto the table then. And then they can Foolish Burial 1, mill 3. And I mean, with this list actually, yeah, just summon Magician Souls, and there's your third. Well, I guess that's part of why I put in Curious, but these are just some ideas here, I guess. I mean, whenever they release the Kishtira support, I mean, you can also just play, like, D-Shifter, because, you know, it's just Kishtira. Kishtira can play under Shifter, so I guess you can run D-Shifter. It's still a 2, but I mean, I guess, like, if people are actually playing Tearlaments still, like, somehow you haven't gotten sick of playing Tearlaments, like, I mean, you're either playing against Tearlaments or playing Tearlaments for such a long time. I don't know how you don't get sick of this deck, honestly, but alright. We have Shifter to just stop everything. There's nothing you can do against Shifter, basically. Except, I guess, like, Sharon Rhino make Baguska, which is like, alright, buddy. I guess you done did it. Well, yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope some of this gives you some useful tech or some fun ideas for your deck building. See ya.